Look guys, the Galaxy Book Go has been confirmed in conjunction with the Galaxy Book Pro for a release date in May. So two releases next to each other. How exciting is that? And we made some pretty awesome discoveries when it comes to the Galaxy Book Pro, because there is a new version of Samsung Notes installed and we figured out why. So stay tuned. This is really a short video and let's get into this right now. So it is needless to say that Galaxy Book Go is the successor of the Galaxy S series and it will shrink the bezel. So that's good news, right? Because it will accommodate a 14-inch display. Full HD, of course, that is. So one of the most interesting aspects for the Galaxy Book Go is really the processor they're going to build in, right? This is the brand new Qualcomm 8cx Generation X. It's probably a placeholder name, but why is this important? Well, it is the equivalent of the Apple chip M1. Not in terms of speed or performance, but in terms of perspective and how do we position itself in a laptop. So the bottom line really is it is supposed to match the 10th generation Intel i5 speed and performance. So that's not a bad thing. And it will also be fanless. Yes, we have some issues here with the Galaxy Book Flex 2. And the fans kicking in. So that means video calls, no fans, but also that additional performance we're going to look at in a second. And that means you can also play mobile games with no issues. And it has a passive cooling system, which is great news. And look at this picture here, right? You have the CPU performance. There's a 10% increase to the previous generation of the chipset. And most people really underestimate the graphics performance or the importance of that. And you have an increase of 40%. And that is pretty big in my eyes, because that means you can really use more heavily creative applications, or what I just said, the mobile gaming becomes even more interesting now. But one word of caution here, it really depends on which version you go to. You know what these companies do, they tell you the top specs, but there's two versions of the Galaxy Book Go pretty much. That is the 4GB of RAM version, and then you have the 8GB of RAM version, and both have different chipsets installed. The lower version has the 7C, whereby the higher version has the 8CX, whatever that's going to be called, Generation X, but that's the one that also has the 256GB of UFS storage, and the lower version has the 128GB of storage. Design-wise, it is pretty much the same, apart from the bezels. As far as I can see, ports is also pretty much the same. You will have two USB-C ports, a headphone jack, micro SD card slot. The question though is it going to be Thunderbolt 4 like you will find on the new Galaxy Book Pro, right? Oh yeah, I mentioned it, the Galaxy Book Pro. Finally, Samsung is giving us what we have been asking for, an AMOLED screen in the Galaxy Book Pro. It is Full HD, but looking at the Galaxy Book Flex 2 or Galaxy Book Flex in general with the QLED, it looks awesome. So I really can't wait to see this version, but there is something really intriguing here. So the confidential paper you will see right now here on the screen. Basically, you have all the information you will need to know. I'm not just going to read it off there, but you can look at it. But there's one thing I really want to highlight, and that's on the bottom. You can see this here on the bottom. It does mention a secondary screen, and that is highly intriguing. When you take this into consideration with the wording new Samsung Notes, you have a really interesting combination here coming up. If that means the secondary screen is on your laptop, right? You have your main screen and you have a secondary screen on your Galaxy Book Pro somewhere, and you have a new version of Samsung Notes. Let it be a Pro version, maybe a Pro version, and that will basically mean you can, well, that's my interpretation, because you need to redesign Samsung Notes or any application for a secondary screen on your laptop. But this could mean that the display, the secondary display, is here for a dedicated note-taking task. So that could mean the new Samsung Notes has been redesigned for the Galaxy Book Pro in order to accommodate the second display on this laptop. How awesome is this? But interestingly enough, there is another app that they don't mention in that paper, in that confidential paper, which kind of confused me, and that is the new Quick Share app that is supposed to come out for Windows 10 in order to kind of mimic AirDrop and all the interaction you have with your Samsung ecosystem. It will basically be there to seamlessly transfer files and pictures just like you do on a MacBook with your iPhone. And this is not mentioned yet, but it will probably be part of that Windows Store, or the Windows Store you basically open up and download the application once the Galaxy Book Pro comes out, and hopefully it comes all to other Galaxy Books really, because this is one of the features I'm really looking forward to. Guys, let me know which one you would go for. Is it Galaxy Book Go, Galaxy Book Pro? Very similar name, very similar structure, but Internally, totally different. Let me know in the comments below. I probably go for, well, I have to go for both versions because I'm going to have to review them for you. So make sure you like and subscribe. We usually don't ask. Today is the day. Thank you for watching. Peace out.